Hey everyone, thanks for joining us at the Clinch River Homestead. I'm John, and today we have a tutorial video on how to replace the spindle on the mower deck of the Cub Cadet ZT2. If you've been following along with us in our previous video, we replaced the blade on the Cub Cadet, and that wasn't all that was damaged. So now we're going to tear it apart one more time and show you how we do that and replace that spindle. So follow along with us. Roll the intro. Alright, so I'm going to show you, luckily it was the outer spindle that's damaged and not one of the ones on the inside, because theirs are harder to get to. I'm going to show you this spindle that we really didn't see in the last video when we replaced the blade. I'll show you the crack. Okay, so here's the spindle that we're going to be replacing, and here's the crack on that spindle. So we're going to be replacing this whole unit today. Alright, so for today, we're going to be using, this is a Harbor Freight impact gun. And again, we're going to be using a chrome socket on the impact, so you want to make sure that you put electrical tape around it, just like we told you in the last video. Now hopefully we don't drop anything, but I'm going to lift this up. Nicole's going to go ahead and put these blocks underneath of it, and she's going to get underneath and take the blade off. Alright, so now that we got the blade off, we're going to go back underneath on the deck and show you the couple bolts we got to remove, and it should just pop right out from the top. So yeah, from this angle you can't even see that crack, but we've got a bolt here, 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 and there's one on the other side. So I'm going to get a socket to fit that. Let's see what size that is. So it looks to be a 10 millimeter. Fits on that. It's a little loose, but it's probably standard then. But should get it off. So we're going to use this socket and take off all 4 bolts. So let's do that now. Okay. Okay, so we got them all out here. So let's take a look at this thing here. So this was it. Nothing snapped right off right there. The part that I had ordered is from Amazon, and the reason why is because it was, I don't know, $60 cheaper than going to Cub Cadet. One of the things that I saw on the aftermarket model versus the one that comes on it is this little thing right in the middle in here. That's a little Zerk fitting. So you can actually grease the bearings of this thing up. And I recommend that you grease that up before you put this on, because this is going to be underneath the mower deck. So I don't know how you're supposed to get to it, but it's got one. So let's grease it up. I got my handy dandy Milwaukee grease gun, and I'm going to go ahead and put some grease in this thing. I don't know how much I'm supposed to put in it, because I don't know where's the grease supposed to go. It's going in. Now it looks like it bent this up a little bit. So I'm going to have to get a mallet and try to bang it down if I can. I don't know, we'll see. So right here is a spot. I don't know, it might be hard to see, but you might be able to see the reflection on it. Right here it's bent up. Alright, hopefully that was enough to get this thing on there. Let's see. Yep. Okay. So, see how it's rocking a little bit? That means this side is still a little far up. So we're going to have to hit that down more. Alright, so we got this thing able to sit flush now on this deck. I'll show you now. So now the deck, or now this is, it's got about 1 millimeter of slop in it, and I think that'll be taken up once I screw it down. But you don't want to have you know, a 1/4 inch of movement in this thing. As soon as you tighten down these bolts, it's just going to snap the new one. So make sure it sits flush. That's one of the things with the residential mowers. These decks are not as thick as a commercial. So, all right, let's get these bolts in. Oh, by the way, the new bolts, where are they? The new bolts that come with this thing are right here. They're a much bigger head on them compared to the old ones. And these are 13 millimeter, so much bigger than a 10 millimeter head. So I'm going to put all these in now underneath. Something I noticed when I was putting these bolts in, they're a touch loose going in. So it reminded me, get some blue Loctite. So I'm going to just put some blue Loctite on the threads, and that'll keep them secured. There's also little ribs on the bottom of this bolt here. I don't know if you can tell. That'll also keep it tight underneath the mower. But I just like the little extra support of the Loctite. This one. Now I'm going to just go over each of them with the impact. Not to tighten them too much because you don't want anything to crack, because it is that cheap pot metal, whatever they make it out of. So let's put this on. You always want to go in a crisscross pattern when you're putting that on, especially when you're going into aluminum. Alright, so they're all tight, and they've got Loctite on them. So now we just got to put the belt on, put the cover back on, and test it out. And we got to put the blade back on. Then we can test it out. Okay. Alright, just going to pop this back on here, cover, and then we'll lift it up and put the blade back on underneath. Cross thread's the best thread. Okay, so we're going to try this out again. I got to lift this thing up so you can get underneath of it and put on that blade. Okay, so here's the moment of truth. Let's see if anything hitting the blades underneath. So we're all fixed. So now it's time to cut some grass. Alright, I want to thank everybody for watching us at the Clinch River Homestead today and doing a spindle replacement on the deck of the Cub Cadet ZT2. Hope you got some great information out. If you have anything to add to the conversation, go ahead and pop it down in the comments below. And if you'd like to support the channel, hit that thumbs up. If you want to get notified on future videos and videos like this, hit subscribe and tick that little bell. We'll see you on the next one. Stay awesome.